Hello everyone and welcome to the Red Bull Ring for the second time this week. It is the Division 2 race of the first round of the 2018.2 South African simGP series. And of course we saw Gabriel Rousseau taking victory of the Division 1 race on Monday evening, followed closely by Quay Claessens. And what a battle they had. A battle of strategies, one stopper against a two stopper. And Rousseau, of course, coming out on top. And somebody who was meant to race in Division 1 on Monday evening is Jason Absmo, who unfortunately could not race. And is now racing in the Division 2 race. And if you're looking at outright pace, he is the favourite to win this evening. But let's see what anything can happen. It is a long race, 71 laps, just over 90 minutes. And as you watch Absmo in the secured RP Mad Cape entry, the number 90 car, just to finish his second flying lap. Let's see what he can produce. He's done a 14.8 to start with. A little bit of the track limits there, and back on the power. He's going to improve quite nicely, and yeah, he will do a 14.439. We did see 12 second laps on Monday evening. Let's see if Absmo can get to that during the race, or even in quality, of course. And he is about one and a half seconds faster than second place man at the moment, Rudy Murray. We have Marius Murray in third position. So 12 cars on the track this evening. Let's see if anyone else will join us before the race starts. And of course we've got Peter Kelnes in, literally he's in the class of his own in the Lotus Exos 125 car. This is the B class, or class B running for this evening, for the Division 1 drivers to join in and fill the grid if they want to. But unfortunately it's just Peter Kelnes who's in the class B by himself. But let's see what he can do and take it to the class A cars as well this evening, the Formula 2 cars. And we just got 8 minutes remaining in the session. And Absmo now has finished his flying up to 14.421. And this man Rudy Murray in the number 20 is currently second fastest, looking to improve by almost 0.3 of a second. Let's see what he can do now. And of course we had a great race on Monday evening. Let's see what this one holds for us. Rudy Murray opens up the DRS to complete his lap. 15.890 for... Oh, Mayer jumps up into second with a 15.890. So it's just pipped Murray for second. So good battle between Mayer and Murray for second. And then we've got this man Louis Jacobs for MT Racing. He is currently in fourth position, looking to improve now, possibly take on May for second if he can keep this pace up. And improving all the time through there. Of course we're not running any ABS or traction control on these cars for the season as well. So not a power, 612 horsepower, proper single seater, naturally aspirated V8. And what a great model we've got for this season once again. And Louis Jacobs is going to improve to second. I did call it 15.876. Wow. So just yeah, 14 tenths there quicker. Absmo is back out for another run. Let's look at Raymond Duggins in the pits for Black Widow. This is Quentin Haroff in the Wolf Racing entry. Always outbrakes himself, unfortunately. Have a lockup. So this is, yeah, no ABS in effect there at all. And he's not going to improve that run. This is Jonathan Paul for Black Widow as well. Very interesting livery. The pink. Some interesting text on the livery, let's say that. Oh, we had a spin here. This is the dreaded Remus corner. that caught out a lot of the drivers in Division 1, sort of off camber, uphill and bumpy, and it's proven a real challenge to a lot of the drivers this week. And this is Ryan Hill for Arcor Racing. Let's see what he can do this evening. To improve by around 0.3 of a second. That possibly will give him 7th position if he can keep this up. Yield is a 17.539, so getting much closer to Edwards and Paul now. There's Ryan Hill. Absmine now up on his best delta, and he'll be looking for a clean run this evening just to get some championship points in the bag. Jacobs in the pits. Mayer is the second down, his best delta so far. Oh, Mayer locked up. Turning a bit too aggressively there and around. His car went half spin for him. So that ruins his run. It's kind of what Rudy Marais now leaving the pits. This is Raymond Duggan, the new driver to Simran South Africa for the 2018.2 season. Of course, we look forward to Monday evening, the first of our flagship championship rounds, the 2018.2 South African Sim GT Series. As I say, our main championship at Simran South Africa. And we've got the last chance qualified tomorrow evening. We're at Donington, of course. Round 1 is at Donington. It's a 90-minute hot lap session tomorrow evening, and we'll be taking the drivers at the top 6 fastest lap times through to the Division 1 race to join the top 10 from the GT4 Division 1 race that we had, as well as the Division 1 GP race we had this last Monday evening, to make up the 23 drivers for Division 1. And the drivers tonight are challenging for it. The top 3 will get a slot in the Division 1 round 2 of this championship, the simGP series. So something to race for this evening. Let's have a look at this battle for second position, which is so close, just a tenth between 3 cars. Can you believe it? This should be an interesting race between these 3, possibly Haroff as well. So as we conclude this qualifying session, it will be Absmai starting from pole position of Marais, Jacobs and Meyer. Those three very close together. Just a tenth between the three cars. And then we've got Paul, 3/10 back from them in 5th position. Haroff in 6th, Doug in 7th, Edwards 8th. Hill will start from 9th position. Peter Geldes in the Class B entry will start from 10th. Cook from 11th and Walker will start from 12th position. So yeah, just feel the 12 cars, but they're pretty close together, especially from 2nd position. And we just got 4 seconds separating the entire field. We'll make that 8 seconds if you include Absmeyer. And while we wait for the race session to start, we will take a short break. Don't go away. So we are around 50 seconds away from the start of the formation lap, where Jason Absmeyer will lead the field around the lap in single file. And we'll speed up from the final corner of the track. And yeah, let's see how this goes. And of course, if you're watching this, you want to get involved in the race at SimRace South Africa, you're welcome to visit our website at simracesa.co.za. Click on the Esports Leagues tab and you'll find a sign-up form there. You can submit that. That will come through to me by email and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. And we've got around 59 entries for the season so far. So a good sign-up this season. And it might mean a 3rd division for the GT series. Let's see how we go next week. And that was my solid formation lap. Everybody will be looking to get their tyres up to temperature, dragging the brakes no doubt, and just getting themselves settled for what lies ahead. 71 laps of the Red Bull Ring, otherwise known as Spielberg. All the cars looking absolutely stunning. As mentioned on Monday night, a lot of work's gone into how the cars look, and great work by the artists in each team. Full custom liveries. And your creativity is your limit, really. Of course, we like to see local business included on the cars as well. Upsmire's had a spin. Oh my word, that's what can happen on cold tires. And he's going to rejoin. Oh, he's made slight contact there with Haroff as well. So that is not gone to plan for Jason Upsmire in the secured RP Madcap entry. He's going to have to stay in position. That is the rule. If you go off on the pace lap, you need to rejoin and stay in the position that you rejoin in. So that has gifted the race lead to Rudy Moret. So early drama here at the Red Bull Ring in the Division 2 race. And Rudy Moret cannot believe his luck. And I'll be looking to extend that margin. Oh, he's run slightly wide there as well. Okay, off we go. So should be interesting now seeing Upsmire fight his way back. He's got superior pace in qualifying, so let's see how he gets on there. And of course, DRS only allowed to be used from lap 3. I got some action in the background. Someone's off already. I think that is Paul. Paul's had a spin. Here comes Upsmire already. So Upsmire up to 6th position, challenging for 5th from Raymond Duggan. And Upsmire is going to have him pretty easily there. Gets the car stopped through Remus. Back on the power, no problem there. And that is Rudy Moret, who's leading this race by 1.6 seconds. There's been a slight error there. And Mayer now under pressure from Haroff. And let's go on board with Quinton Haroff. Let's have a look behind us. From Haroff's perspective, that is Jason Upsmire. I'll get my cameras all sorted out here, which I thought that I did do. I suppose the closest battle at the moment is the Paul Hill battle for 8th position. Of course, we've got Peter Kelvines in the Lotus Exos in the Class B entry, the sole Class B entry. And Upsmire is up to 4th position now, as he's found his way past Duggan. And he will now go off to Haroff in 3rd position. As you see, we've hit lap 3 and DRS now is enabled for everybody. Go on board with Upsmire. Upsmire now will line up Haroff for a pass. He'll have DRS now. And I'm not sure if he'll catch him before turn 1, but maybe turn 2. Let's see how we get on now. The braking we go, we close up. We've got a battle here. Kelvines has passed Hill for 9th position. Whoa, someone spun. It's Paul who spun. And Cook will find his way past as well. Let's go back to Upsmire, who's trying to find his way past Quinton Haroff for 3rd position. Maurice Mayer looking good in 2nd position so far. But Moret disappearing with this one. 2.5 seconds up the road already. So Maurice Mayer and Haven Racing looking good so far. And Upsmire will be just taking his time here, looking for a clean pass. Plenty of pace in the bag when you look at his hot lap qualifying times over the weekend. Actually ran from Thursday to Sunday to determine who races in which division. Of course, Harhoff using the DRS coming from May in second, and that's not allowing Absmeyer that DRS advantage when Harhoff has got it as well. Oh, and Harhoff's had a spin. Oh, half spin. He gets under control, but Absmeyer's going to go past him. Pretty easy. They both got DRS. Harhoff from Mayer and Absmeyer from Harhoff. But Harhoff's trying to go at the inside. Good racing this is. Harhoff is running with him side by side. And he's going to maintain the position as Harhoff for the moment. Well, and he cuts across Absmeyer too. So good driving from Quinton Harhoff. Good defensive driving. And Absmeyer not finding that clean way past for the moment. Harhoff driving well this evening. We've got Nazim Edwards challenging Duggan for 6th position. Duggan just moves aside for him. Wow, look at that. Through goes Edwards. I'm not sure if there was a moment between them earlier. Perhaps Duggan wanted him to go past him again. Absmeyer really closes under braking. No! Oh, and Absmeyer's made a mistake! Oh. He just needs to compose himself, Absmeyer. But that's how easy it can be. A bit of dirty air perhaps coming off from Harhoff's car. And these cars are not easy to drive. No driving assist whatsoever. ABS and traction control. And Absmeyer looking to get a bit more aggressive now as he sees Murray disappearing up at the front. But May closing the gap to Murray. The gap's down to under 2 seconds, so that's interesting. Absmeyer now in the DRS from Jacobs, and he's up the inside now. Smooth Jacobs trying to come back at him though. Louis Jacobs cannot come back at him, but there we go. This is the fight for the lead of this race, and Marius May is right with Rudy Marais. So I'm just going to check which tyres they're on. So Marais is on the soft tyre, Mayer is also on the soft tyre, and Harhoff is on the super soft. So that's interesting. Absmeyer on the medium as well. So quite a range of different strategies going on here at the same time. You see Harhoff marching off towards the front. The super soft tyre is really coming in nicely for Harhoff. I'm not sure how long they're going to last though. It's an interesting strategy ploy here by Harhoff. Perhaps going for a 3-stopper. We saw the softs work for a 2-stopper and the mediums for a 1-stopper. And perhaps the super softs will be good for 3 stops. Let's check it with Peter Kellness in the Soul running Lotus Exos in Class B this evening. Oh, we caught him at the wrong time. Typical commentator's curse. And but he's leading some Class A cars, so good driving by Peter Kellness, except for that spin, of course. And he's got Chad Cook just behind him, and Raymond Duggan in 9th position. And Absmeyer is 7.5 seconds behind Harhoff. So he'll just be looking to collect himself and focus on the task at hand. He's got 62 laps remaining. A big shout out to everybody watching us live on YouTube. Welcome everybody. But Marius May looking dangerous in the Haven Racing car. In the number 42. It's another stunning looking livery. And Quinton Harhoff right there in 3rd position. How long can Harhoff make the super softs last for? That's what I want to know. And Cook and Duggan having a good old battle there for 8th position. But certainly Maurice May looking the quickest of these two so far. With two front runners, of course, on the soft tyre. Haroff on the super soft in third position. And May now within DRS range. He's got that rear wing open. Really starting to pile the pressure on Rudy Murray now. And of course, May will have Haroff in his mirrors too. You'll see that Wolf Racing car just getting big and big in his mirrors, and he wants to get on with this. He wants to get past Murray and start building up a gap before his first pit stop. And Robert Walker pits from 12th position. Perhaps a strategy change for him. Or unintentional pit stop. And Murray now is opening up the gap now to Mayer. Cook and Duggan right together. Duggan's having a go. Into braking we go, but it's Cook who's late. No, sorry, Duggan who's latest. And Duggan's got Cook for 8th position. And up front of them is Peter Calvines, the sole running Lotus Exos. And here comes May now. He's got a shot at Murray. Braking we go. He just has a cheeky look, but then decides not to go for it. Wisely, so still plenty of time in this race. But look at Quinton Haroff there in 3rd position. He's right there with them. We see Mayer having a run at Murray. Yeah, at Murray. And Diz Mayer's gone to the front. Can Murray come back at him? Under braking we go. He's up the inside. And Mayer allowing him plenty of room. Very generous there. But great driving between those two. And of course Quinton Haroff is coming to the picture as well. Let's go on board with Quinton Haroff. Oh, Mayer has a slight issue through that last corner. And we saw a bit of contact there between Harhoff and May. Unfortunately, that has opened up the field quite a bit. And yeah, so that's of course Murray is laughing, currently leading by 5 seconds ahead of Absma Edwards up into 3rd position. So Walker now rejoins after an error. And Mayer has gotten back onto the circuit. And he will rejoin a lap down after escaping from wherever he was on the track. That is allowed. But he will take that lap penalty as well. So apologies for being so quiet. My microphone was actually on mute, so I was actually talking the whole time. So I'll just share that with everybody, and that's why it was so quiet. So Duggan has got Geldernes for 4th position. Harhoff in the pits with severe damage. Wow, look at that rear wing. I wonder if that can be repaired in the pits. I'm not quite sure. We're going to find out shortly. But that Wolf Racing car not looking very second-hand. You can't even use the rear wing as an ironing board after that. So let's see if he is able to repair it. Yes, he is. Off he goes. There's some serious duct tape and cable ties work there to get that rear wing straightened out. Oh, it's going to hit the wall again. So a bit of damage there for Harhoff once again. So Morris May now rejoins. He's 19 seconds behind Hill for 8th position. And I think Morris May has still got the pace to end up on the podium. So let's see how he gets on. We've got Geldernes has put a move on Duggan, but I think the Formula 2 car is going to have the grunt to get back past him. Is he? Yes, he will. So Geldernes is back down to 5th position. So interesting battle here. Let's go on board with Peter Geldernes. You can see the Formula 2 car just accelerating away now. And of course, Peter Geldernes was in our Division 1 race on Monday evening, and that's why he's in a different car to everybody else this evening. For the sake of fair championship points. And we've taken the Lotus Exus, basically a Formula 1 base car, and we've cut the power by 50%, or the engine restrictor by 50% at least, and just make it viable as a Class B car for this evening. Peter Geldernes on his own, but 5th overall, and of course leading his class. Oh, we've got someone in the pit lane. Is that? I think that is Louis Jacobs. Yes, Jacobs coming in from last position. So the car looks to be crabbing, so quite a lot of damage for that M2 racing car. And Jacobs limps it home. Hopefully he'll get going again once whatever the issue is sorted out. Runner Cab in the chat. Plot twist, Geldernes gets a podium. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. He's a good 40 seconds behind Edwards. But let's see how we get on. He's in 5th position, so and chasing down Duggan, which is 1.8 seconds behind him for 4th position. Murray now leading by 2.8 seconds ahead of Absmeyer. And Calvines has got Duggan. Let's see if Duggan can go back at him. This is the battle for 4th position, of course. We're just talking about it. So, interesting battle this. An interclass battle, let's call it that. Duggan very cautious on entry there to Remus. Gets the power down. And we'll close down on Calvines quite a bit before turn 3. So Calvines now just 25 seconds away from a podium. Harhoff has got Cook for 9th position. This is the battle for the lead. And Ray's got Absma now in his mirrors. Mayer's got heel for 7th position. So Mayer started his comeback drive already. Next up for him is Paul, just 11 seconds up the road. Myers within DRS range now. See Peter Calvines in the pits in their Class B Lotus. And the Reds actually opened up the gap to Absmai to 1.5 seconds. Mayer's got Calvines for 6th position. Of course, this reading those talk about signing up, guys. If you want to race in the GT race next week, you're welcome to take part in the last chance qualifier tomorrow evening at Donington. Have a shot at Division 1 race if you want to race in it. Otherwise, you can sign up and race in the Division 2 race on Wednesday evening. We might even have a Division 3 race, judging by how many entrants we got. But yeah, some great GT3 action to be had next week, Monday and Wednesday evening. May's made a slight error there. Allow Gelinas to close up a little bit before the power of their Formula 2 car kicks in. Murray's got that gap up to 2 seconds ahead of Absmeyer. So great pace here by Rudy Murray. Bit of traffic here for Rudy Murray on the Black Widow car. Just rejoining the second in front of him. He won't hold him up too much. No, he does very well. It was, who was that? I think it was Paul doing a good job there as a back marker. Respecting those blue flags, and he's got Murray's got a car in between himself and Absmeyer. And from a psychological point of view, that it'll be getting to push a bit harder and open up that gap. Look Ma, no hands. Interesting livery there on the Black Widow car. Paul is 20 seconds behind Duggan in the next Black Widow car. Reyes extended that gap up to 2.5 seconds now. Of course, Absmeyer left DRS from I think that's Paul in the pink car. May is catching Paul the quite a rate. Is just 10 seconds behind him now, so looking to change for 5th position. And we could certainly see May on the podium. And if something happens to Murray and Absmeyer, he could be there for a victory. It's not over yet. We haven't even hit the halfway mark yet. And Absmeyer now starting to reel in Murray. Going to have DRS shortly as well. Some lovely detail on the skin. If you look at the steering wheel, the cap in the center is the RPM Sim Racing Team logo. So some gorgeous detail on this car, certainly. Quentin Harhoff now is just disconnected, so it's our first retirement this evening. So it's a big pity after he's running so well during the opening laps on the super soft tire. Abismai now starting to make these mediums work as Marais softs now taking a beating. You would expect Marais to pit somewhere now if he has to do a pit stop. But perhaps you're going to try and stretch the soft tyres to a one-stopper. That would be brave, but doable, I think. You see Marais just pull away on the straights. They're well running a bit of, I think, less downforce than what Abismai is. So of course I saw Abismai just hitting the rev limiter there too, so that didn't help his case whatsoever. Azim Edwards in third position. Osman now looking dangerous. He'll be within DRS range now. As he opens up the rear wing. There he goes. And you will possibly change Marais to turn one, will he? Not quite there just yet. But not far off. And will Marais fight him? That's the question. Osma again with the rear wing open. You see Paul into the pits from 6th position. And there up until 6th, of course. He will go up to Geldernes now. He's just 4 seconds behind him. Oh, and Abismai has had a spin. Oh, another spin for Abismai. That medium tire really isn't working for him, is it? Or is it that damage on the front nose cone affecting the wind, the airflow throughout the rest of the car, the aerodynamic aids? So Abismai is not making it easy for himself here. And Marais got that gap up to 5.5 seconds. Oh, and Marais had a spin too. And I'll be careful not to spin it again. Abismai won't believe his luck. He's going to fly past into the lead of this race. Perhaps Marais' tyres will have fallen off now, or was it just an error? Into turn 1. Now, who can keep it on the black stuff? Let's see if Marais can come back at him. He's really taking 0.2 of a second out of Abismai. Now the gap's down to 1.5 seconds, 1.3 seconds. So Marais wanting to apply pressure as soon as possible again. So Marais almost within DRS range where he is now. Let's see where he will be in the next detection point. So Marais is not it's not over for him just yet. He wants back at Absma as soon as possible. Oh, a bit of tank slapper there, getting all that 600 horsepower through the rear tires. He does well. He's got the rear wing open, so he's starting to reel Absma back in. So we got a race this evening. I was not expecting anyone to challenge Absma this evening, but here we go. Marais is the man to do that for us and make a race of it. Caldenes in the Class B Lotus in 5th position. He's 16 seconds behind Duggan. Marais should have DRS. Does he? No, he doesn't. And Absma coming up to a bit of traffic. That is Chad Cook in the SH Racing entry in the all-black car. Right now, Cabas is in the chat. Marais, the surprise of the evening. Surprise of the night. Yes, I totally agree with that. I was not expecting this. But Marais got the consistency. He's got the rear wing open. He's having a run. Absma is going defensive. He's not allowing him to get underneath him. But Marais around the outside. That's brave by Rudy Marais. Can he make it stick? Oh, he's got the better line to the next corner. Great racecraft. Is Absma going to be just there? No. Marais goes for a dive. Oh, just misses Absma. Someone goes off here in the foreground. I'm not sure who that was. So that was attempt number 1 for Marais. Really letting Absma know that he's there. Oh, someone's at a spin there. Who is that? I think that is Paul. And Marais will have DRS again. Oh, rides the bumps very aggressively again. Wow, lucky to get away with that. And Marais is going to have the better drive out of the corner. Got the rear wing open. Absma going defensive, very aggressive there by Absma, but very aggressive by Marais. One's lost, outbraked himself. Oh, there's moves left and right. I think just caught out Marais there for that moment. But he gets straight back on the power, and he's just 2.5 seconds behind Absma now. And I think he's just a bit quicker than Absma at this stage of the race as well. So all's not lost. Of course, you might see Absma come out the pits on a set of softs after seeing how well Marais has done under the using the one stop on the softs. Heel into the pits from 7th position. Cook into the pits from 9th position. But Absma now leading this race by 3 seconds ahead of Marais. Let's hope, hopefully Marais can catch it back up to him. That's what we want to see, a race for it. We see, I think that's Jacobs in front of us. No, it's not Jacobs. In fact, Edwards, who will be shortly be a lap down. He is a lap down from Absma, and shortly will be from Marais. Ruan, the LCQ will start at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening and will run until 9:30. And in that time you can do as many hot laps as you want to. Edwards just holding up a race somewhat. He's a lap down really, so blue flags will be waving for him as he gets the message and pulls aside, but it has cost Marais a good second there. It has enabled Marais to use the DRS for that short time. So yeah, also a bit impatient for a full GP distance. Yeah, I think you're quite right. Of course, this is the first season where we're doing like sort of a full GP distance. Before it was 2 sprint races. So perhaps that mentality is still coming through. But I think that will be stamped out before the halfway stage of the season. But Absma's got their lead up to almost 4.5 seconds, well in command of this race. And to the rest of the field, unfortunately, pretty evenly spread out. It's just May and Gelner so close together that they are 4.5 seconds apart. Man, now just 8.5 seconds behind Duggan. So perhaps that's going to be our next tight battle. Absma's almost got the lead to almost 5 seconds now. Oh, we've got a spin in the background. But that's Paul in 8th position. And I think we'll see Marais in shortly for a pit stop, and Absma's too as well. I think sort of the halfway stage would be ideal. The question is now, will Absma change to the soft tyre or continue with the mediums after seeing how quick Marais was? Since changing to sort of a longer race this season, so every race now in the championship season is 90 minutes. The feedback has been generally very, very good. I think the main thing with the longer races is the drivers get to keep their rhythm for sort of one long race and not have it broken up between the 2 sprint races. And I think a lot of the guys are sort of enjoying getting into the zone, sort of 3/4 into the race and really becoming one with the car, as it were. So that's what I've been hearing and what I'm being told. So that's positive. So I'm glad that I changed to that. So we've got Ryan Hill just behind Mayer, but Hill is a lap down, of course, in the Accor Racing entry. Oh, Harloff actually reporting that Mayer spun out and then unfortunately collected Mayer when he was trying to rejoin. So apologies to you, Quinton. I thought that you caused the spin, but it wasn't you. So that did happen off camera. Ryan Hill getting some good pace going here. Into the 18s with the front runners running in 60, running here in 16, so the 16 lap brackets. I beg your pardon. And Jacobs is the pits from 10th. Calder is doing very well on the Class B Lotus. He's in 6th position, just 11 seconds behind Mayer, and catching Duggan in 4th as well. So a great effort there by Peter Caldenes. And hopefully we'll see more Class B Lotuses in round 2, in the Division 2 round 2 race. So Peter Caldenes setting a trend here, hopefully. We have the ping issues here for Ryan Hill, just jumping around a bit, not too bad. Back with our race leader, leading by 7 seconds. And still hasn't opted for a pit stop just yet. May into the pits. Very slow getaway for Maurice Mayer. Just making sure he gets into the right box, I think. Yeah. There he goes. From 5th position is Maurice Mayer. That promotes Peter Caldenes up into 5th position. Nazim Edwards still circulating in 3rd position. Just 7 seconds behind Murray, but he still needs to do a pit stop, does Nazim Edwards. So unfortunately for us, the field is pretty spread out, so that's how it goes sometimes. But we've had a fantastic sort of the first 3 races of the season, the 2 GT4 races and the simGP, the Division 1 race, and of course this race had its moments as well, so great to watch. But yeah, very happy so far, and I think we have got a big entry for the round 1 of our flagship championship, the South African Sim GT Series, the GT3 base championship. And of course that last chance qualified tomorrow evening from 8 PM. And if you haven't signed up, get a sign up form to me and you could be doing the last chance qualified tomorrow evening. We will take the top 6 fastest drivers with their lap times through to the Division 1 race on Monday evening at Donington. So that's going to be a cracker. Another 90-minute race. Plenty of strategy involved. And Murray's into the pits from second position, of course. And when he comes up, we'll be watching his lap times very carefully. Perhaps he can get the undercut on Jason Absmaro. So coming in earlier, banging in the quick laps, and hopefully when Absmaro comes into his pit lane pit stop and then leaves the pit lane, Murray will be ahead. Why not? It's worth a try. He's got 31 laps remaining. He's made it to lap 40 on that soft tyre, and he can do 31 laps now. And importantly, he rejoins in clear air. Mistake there for Murray. But yeah, 40 seconds is quite a margin now. I think it's 28 seconds to get into the pit lane and out again. Yes, the last chance qualifier is for everyone who has not managed qualified for Division 1 just yet. And so those who came in the top 10 for the GT4 race and the top 7 in the Division 1 GP race, they are through. And then we'll take the top 6 from tomorrow evening's last chance qualifier to make up the 23 drivers. And the rest will be able to race in the Division 2 or 3 race on Wednesday evening. Question is, when will Absmaro do his pit stop, as he does a 16 dead lap time. Which is comparable with what the quickest drivers were doing on Monday evening. So Absmaro's really found his pace now, settling in with the car. As I said, becoming one with the car and really getting in sync with it. And as I said, that he'll probably have to do a spin. But he didn't do it on that time, so that's great. Edwards with a 19.1, so 3 seconds off the pace by Absmaro. May into the pits again for a second stop. Wonder why. Perhaps a mistake during his last pit stop. So that's costly for Maurice Mayer. That's a big pity. He was fighting for the win of this race, for the victory. Let's see how he gets on towards the closing stages of this one. That's how you take the Remus corner. You don't clip the apex, you run wide. Use the sort of the middle part of the circuit or just wide of it. Straighten out the car and put the power back down. You turn 3 downhill now, clip the apex, let the car run wide, use a bit of the curve. Back on the power nice and early. Then turn 4, quite a quick left-hander. Start lifts. Back on the power, balance the car out. Back on the power again, right and wide. And then through this left-hander, let the aero do the work. Suggest the corner to the car. Let the car do the work. And then down towards turn 7. Downhill. Tricky, unsighted. Oh, and he's going to come into the pits now. Because that was mine. See how his pit stop goes. Let's see what tires he goes on to. Oh, sorry about that. We've got Edwards in third position on these super softs, so that's interesting. And Abismai opted for the medium again, that's interesting. And our man in second position is on the soft tire. So, but Murray is a good minute behind him. Is that correct? Yes, after his pit stop. I think Murray's now a minute behind Abismai. So, not quite sure what happened there. Perhaps Murray had a drive-through penalty for a DRS infringement. Something's happened to him. So the gap's down to 37 seconds now, so perhaps it was just a glitch in the timing board. So Murray is 37 seconds behind Abismai. Let's see what he can do on the soft tire. It's a bit quicker than the mediums, of course. And we'll just watch that gap as the race progresses towards the end. Really, Murray's into the pit lane again. Is this a drive-through? Perhaps that's what happened to Murray too. Was that a drive-through? Yes, it looks as if it's a... No, it's not. He's coming for a pit stop, is he? Yes, he is. Murray's in for another pit stop. I'm not quite sure why. So something's gone awry there for Rudy Murray. So it's a big pity. Anyway, Abismai is away at the front. Nazim Edwards in third position, looking to get second if the problems continue there for Rudy Murray. Here comes Edwards. Edwards now up into second. After it's only sunny up for the season today, so a couple of hours ago. So good opening race here for Nazim Edwards for 2018.2. Duggan now up into third for Black Widow. Murray is rejoined in fourth position again. As Duggan puts a move on for Edwards for second position. So there's a change there for second. And Duggan really coming on strong towards the latter stages of this race. As the top three from this race go through the Division 1 round 2 simGP series. So Asma and Duggan and Edwards on course for that, unless Murray's got something to say about Edwards before the end of this race. Of course, Calvin is doing a sterling job there in the Class B Lotus. He's down on power, but he's up on consistency. Just 34 seconds behind Murray. So not driving for any points this evening, but driving for the fun of it. After competing in the Division 1 race on Monday evening, of course. And if the Division 1 drivers want to join the Division 2 races, they need to enter in a different car, therefore a different class. So it doesn't affect the points calculations. It's just a fun way of filling up the grid, really, if we need it for the lower divisions. Yeah, this Lotus is a great looking car. I think Lotus actually developed this car for sort of people to drive a Formula 1 car. It was never meant to be a competition car, I don't think. As far as I understand, it was just sort of a marketing promotion idea to give people a feeling of driving a Formula 1 type car. This is Gelnes battling Edwards for position. This is for 4th overall. Let's go on board with Nazim Edwards. Let's see that Formula 2 car just pull away. Gelnes might be a bit better under braking and through the corners. The Lotus has got slightly better aero. Catching him through that quick section. And we might start catching him again through these last 2 corners. Need quite a bit of aero through here. But Peter driving very well. Up the hill towards Remus corner again, aboard the Lotus Exos of Peter Gelnes. Slight lock up, not too bad. And back on the power nicely. So this gap toing and froing, but pretty even actually. Okay, we've got 20 laps remaining. Abismaier is going to lap on everybody else. Duggan in the pits from 3rd position. Edwards not close enough to take on Duggan for the moment. Allen is 4.5 seconds behind Edwards. And the rest of the field pretty spread out. Look at Chad Cook. Currently in 9th position. He's got Wesley Labsmeyer catching up to him. Next wave for Labsmeyer. Nicely done. Chad. Bash is not racing on a non-feedback Genius wheel, but Quake Clarsons is racing with a mouse and a keyboard up until a couple of races ago. We all know how fast he is, so that was pretty impressive. I didn't believe it until I saw a video of it. It's Jonathan Paul now in the Black Widow car, currently 8th position. He's 22 seconds behind Ryan Hill. So we got some big motorsport happening this weekend. The 24 hours of Spa-Francorchamps, the Blancpain GT 24 hours of Spa, and looking forward to that one. Well, and of course also on that weekend will be there as well at Spa is the announcement of when Assetto Corsa Competizione will be coming to early access on Steam, and we're all very excited about that. And let's see what is said and what is shown. I think we're all looking forward to that. yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to use the Assetto Corsa Competizione at some recess. And I feel Assetto Corsa's still got a bit of life in it just yet. Plenty of mods to be used. And we've had a great era using Assetto Corsa. Before that, of course, was GTR2, which really kicked things off at SimRace South Africa. What we started with. Watch Morris Main on 6th position. He was racing the man who's about to put a lap on him. Can you believe it? He's going to move aside for him as well. So domination here by Absmai, as expected really. Give me a solid Division 1 driver at the front. You see Paul's got teammate Duggan about to put a lap on him, so is race leader Absmeyer. And everybody avoids each other. Oh, there was a bit of a lock up there by Paul. Calnes into the pits, I think, for his final stop. That load is only able to do about 20 laps each fuel for each stint. I think, in fact, Peter Calderon is entering a Class B as well as the first ever multi-class event we've had at SimRace South Africa since we started SimRace South Africa. So, Peter Calderon is, I think, the very first driver to be in a slower class car in the same race as other cars. So, we're looking to this more in the future as we try to fill up the lower divisions with Division 1 drivers just to keep the grids nice and full. And Peter Calderon has thought the race is over there, weaving side to side. Thankfully continued. Of course, in the real world you don't normally have multi-class single-seater racing, do we? No. Anyway, at SimRace South Africa we're doing that now. And this is the closest battle. This is Paul and Cook, who are 4 seconds apart. It looks like Cook's about to do a pit stop. And hello, Mr. Nick Hodgson. Wow, it's been a while. Yeah, Abisma is on the way to take picture of this Division 2 race. And was under some serious pressure from Rudy Marais till about the halfway stage of the race. But unfortunately it's come apart for Marais. I think he had a couple of DRS penalties for using it when you're not meant to. But I stand to be corrected. It would explain the sudden loss of pace. And Abisma be looking just to bring the car home now over the next 10 laps to finally claim victory of this race. Fastest lap of 15.7. Yes, there's no ABS whatsoever, so yeah, it is a bit tricky to get the car stopped. No, Nick, it's not embarrassing. I know I laugh at sometimes. But it'd be good to have you back sometime again, Nick. Yeah, we sort of spoke about introducing traction control and ABS for the cars, but a lot of people put their hands up and said, no, you're going to totally mess up the great feeling this car gives without them. And so we decided to again stick with no driving aids for the season, as we did last season. And this is in fact a mod by Sim Studio, the RSS2 V8 mod. And it's a gorgeous model and a lot of detail put into these, and everybody should go and check out Sim Studios for some great mods for Assetto Corsa. It is payware, but well worth it in my opinion. Yeah, you got a big chase back with you, Nick. That was mine, the secured RP Mad Cape car, looking very comfortable, absolutely unchallenged at the stage of the race, a lap ahead of everybody else, sometimes 2 or 3 laps ahead of others. Hill into the pits from 7th now. Heel exits the pits. He will rejoin behind Abisma, another lap down. Chase is moving to the States. Wow, that's big news. Yeah, a lot of us are leaving the country or have left the country, unfortunately. That's how it is at the moment. Cook now has got Paul for 9th position. I think Paul was in the pits. Yes, he was. Yeah, it's coming for a quick stop. And right, we just got 7 laps remaining now. 64.71. As we bring this first round of the 2018.2 South African simGP Series to a conclusion. And what a great round one we've had. Of course, a much tighter affair in the Division 1 race, especially between Rousseau and Claessens for victory. And Rousseau was on a stop on the mediums, and Claessen's on a 2-stop on the softs. And what a race it made for. Of course, Rousseau just coming out at the top at the end. But Claessen's really gave it a good go. And Judd Watt and Oliphant having a couple of issues in the race. 2 big names. But I think Judd Watt fought to up into 4th position, if I'm not mistaken. And Oliphant to 7th, but I stand corrected on that. And of course, there's the Oliphant, the defending simGP champion from last season. But we'll see what happens this season. I think we're in for a much closer champion. Although last season's championship was very close as well. But this one could even be better. Osmar now about to put another lap on Paul. Oh, Osmar just outbraking himself slightly, or compared to Paul at least. And Osmar will get on the power now. And put a move on Paul. Nick, at the moment there are 2 solid divisions. We had 2 solid divisions at, I'm talking 23 drivers for each division for GT4, and I think for GT3 next week we will have 2 full ones, possibly a 3rd division. I'm not sure how full the 3rd division will, but we've got the drivers to have 3 full divisions. But how full the 3rd one will be, I don't know yet. So we've got around 60 sign-ups for this season, so it's been pretty busy on my side. So apologies for the slow comeback for some of the questions and queries throughout this, especially this week. It's just been a bit too hectic. Oh, a spin for Paul there. Just getting on the power a bit too early. Oh, but it's a big spin there for Hill as well to avoid Paul. And just cuts a track there while recovering. But all's well that ends well. Going back with our race leader Asma, and he's got 5 laps remaining now. Yeah, I think we're going from strength to strength, Nick. It's a lot of work, but yeah, we're getting there. Oh, a bit of a mistake there for Asma. Oh, he does very well not to make contact with the gravel there. But yeah, we've got some growth going, Nick, and I look forward to building it even more. And with the help of others, of course, as well. I think you do get flat spots, yeah. I don't think you get much of a feeling through the steering wheel though in a set of Corsa. It does affect your wear. Excuse me, your wear so much. But certainly makes your tyre heat up a lot more and will lead to more wear. But I'm not sure if there's much of a feeling through the steering wheel. I don't think there's at all really. Raymond Duggan having a good race. Top 3 for the moment. On the way to earn a Division 1 spot for round 2 of this championship. So good going here for Raymond Duggan. Pretty consistent actually across the board. To get 24 seconds behind Murray. And Morena about to go second lap down to Abismaier. Can you believe these two are fighting out for victory? I think Abismaier has learned to switch on their medium tyres much quicker now with it. Whoa, we've got Maria outside the track. I think he's trying to give space to Abismaier, but Abismaier followed him. And that can happen so easily when you're following another car. Keep repeating what they're doing and trying to get a bit better, and then suddenly they go off the circuit and suddenly you're off the circuit as well. That's happened to me a couple of times. But Abismaier has now started the penultimate lap. Last corner for Jason Abismaier to take victory for secured RP Cape. Congratulations to him. Victory in Division 2, of course. And Rudy Murray, 2 laps down, will get second position. And Raymond Duggan will complete the podium for Black Widow. What a great job by him. And we'll see those top 3 in the Division 1 race for round 2 of this championship. And that's what they've earned for this evening. A good job there by Raymond. Azim Edwards will get 4th position for Smack That racing team. And good 35 seconds behind Duggan. Geldernes in the Class B Lotus will get 5th. So great race there by Peter Geldernes. And hopefully starting a trend of seeing multi-class racing in our low division races. course, our two class winners together there, Absmai and Caldenes. So winners in their own right. May will get 6th position, and Ronnie will get 7th. Jacobs will get 8th. Cook 9th. Paul will complete the top 10, and Walker will get 11th. Well, that concludes the round 1 of the South African simGP series in our 2018.2 season. This was the Division 2 race, of course, and yeah, not the closest of races, but some good action, especially the first half of the race, I thought. And of course, we had the thriller on Monday evening, which you can watch on YouTube if you'd like, and on our YouTube channel, of course. But until Monday evening for the first round, the Division 1 race, the opening round of the 2018.2 South African simGP series. All the best until then. Have a great end of the week and a great weekend. And yeah, if we don't see you in the last chance qualifier tomorrow night from 8 PM, we'll see you live on YouTube on Monday evening. So until then, all the best.